It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning. It is Wednesday. It is March the 11th. I'm already thirsty. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. I'm going to take care of that this afternoon in Brooklyn Park, by God.
Okay.
Here with Paul Fletcher.
Let's go. Let's get after it.
Ryder.
Clever but illegal.
That's what they say about me.
I like that.
Yeah.
Man, right to the point. Bing, bang, boom. Let's get right to the point. Paul Fletcher, I'm feeling Minnesota. Please, sir, some headlines.
Governor Walz has announced a plan to overhaul Minnesota's Department of Human Services to combat Medicaid fraud. The plan involves centralizing administration and upgrading outdated Medicaid systems, costing $17 million initially and $55 million in the next budget cycle. The state plans to take over eligibility determinations and certain medical assistance processes with a study to assess shared responsibilities.
I think we can all agree rooting out fraud is a good thing.
Yeah. As a kid of a social worker, though, and somebody with a disabled sibling, man, these are complicated systems.
Yes, they are.
This is going to take a long time to untangle all this stuff. It'll be good in the long run, but it'll be a pain in the meantime.
It's astonishing when you know more than most, but anytime you have to wade into this sort of bureaucracy, you just think to yourself, how in the world did we go from A to the pi?
Right.
The first thing that popped into my head was National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation when he gives Rusty the ball of Christmas lights that's all tangled up.
That's it. Yeah.
Like, this is what we're trying to do here.
That's it.
That's a good analogy. A federal judge in Ohio has ruled that sports prediction markets are simply gambling enterprises. Judge Sarah Morrison ruled against Kalshi, which is a predictive market where you can put money down on athletics, politics, and other world events. The firm was seeking an injunction against Ohio Casino Control Commission, which argues that Kalshi is running an unregulated sportsbook. The judge reasoned that prediction market swaps are tied to things that affect commodity prices such as currency exchange rates or even the weather. Thus, she ruled that the outcome of a sporting event doesn't meet that criterion.
Clever but illegal.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm more confused than I was when I sat down.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Department of Motor Vehicles, I think we call them, Vehicle Services in Minnesota. But the DMV is soliciting help from us for its new caller hold music. Turns out they only have 39 people on staff that handle thousands of calls every day, so average hold times are like 6 to 9 minutes. So their music, I guess, is pretty important. And we've got clips, right?
Sure. Yep. So there are several choices, and then you can weigh in on the website and choose. Here's the first option.
Okay.
I think this is the jazz option.
That would be the jazz.
Yeah, that's definitely jazz. Sounds like we're listening to Peanuts or something like that. Charlie Brown making music.
And then a couple of what I think they are calling pop choices.
Oh. No. Jazz maybe. That one, no way.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
No.
What about this?
Okay.
Are you feeling it?
Yeah, I can deal with
There's
that.
got a little. There's some. There's some hope there. There's some promise.
Yeah.
And then I think this is the rock option.
Well,
Maybe
that's
it's
one
more
word
like
for
a
it.
country option.
Well, that's a Saskatchewan rock.
Yeah. It's
I just picture a guy in the prairies of Canada walking around whistling.
Well, that's fair.
That's what they do up there.
I think 6 to 9 minutes of any of those options is going to end up, I'm probably just going to hang up. I don't know.
That's probably what they're trying to do.
I think I got to go with number 3.
Can we go? I want this one. That's what I want.
That'll work.
For 6 to 9 minutes?
Yeah, hey man, it gets funnier. It's one of those. It stops being funny, and then you get mad, and then you start laughing again. Then it's funnier than ever. That's a merry-go-round of fun.
That's what Department of Vehicle Services makes me think about. We're moving about that fast.
That's it. I like it. Can we talk sports?
Sure.
Or you got anything else?
I got one more, yeah.
Oh, well, by all means. I'm sorry.
The days of mounds of snow in piles around New York City are apparently over. The Big Apple's Department of Sanitation is getting rid of snow fast thanks to hot tubs. DSNY, their acting commissioner, says that they're hauling and piling snow to 5 locations around the city, and they drop the snow into hot tubs, which are only like 38 degrees, and that melts the snow. There's a designated melting station in each borough where the hot tub is set over a pre-approved sewer. And that's so they just basically melt it at
Right.
60 to 120 tons of snow per hour.
2026.
We
It
just
took
got
us
to that.
this long to figure it out. We can just melt that stuff and then send it down the sewer.
Okay, don't put the yellow snow in your hot tub.
That's a good point.
That's what we need to remember.
I don't think
for,
that, yeah,
for
but-
personal use, keep the yellow snow out.
That's okay. That's going to take pre-planning for them, but
Nice start to the homestand for the Wild last night. How about 5-0 Minnesota over the Utah Mammoth? Fantastic.
That'll work.
Kaprizov, Boldy, Urov, Reinhartman, and this goal happened.
Turned over, Tarasenko got it across, shot, and score! Welcome home, Bobby Brink!
Yeah.
Bobby Brink,
There we go.
I love that kid.
back from the... I mean, what a name. What a great sports name. Bobby Brink.
100%.
Bobby back from the brink, the star of the Minnetonka boys from 2018 state champs. Come on.
I love it when a player's in this situation. A lot of times they try to play it cool.
Yeah.
He had a grin from ear to ear like he was 8 years old again. That was pretty awesome. I love that kid.
And he was after the game. It was great just talking about how many family and friends were at the game, what it meant to him.
Yeah.
Basically just coming in from the cold, man, to come back home after years with the Flyers and bouncing around and going up and down and just what a great debut, if you will, return for the kid. The game last night though, it was right off the bat. It was like, hey, Utah, just don't even show up for the second period. We got this. The Wild were in control. If you get a chance to see Kaprizov's goal from one knee,
Unreal.
It's just one of those, You're going to do that now, huh? Okay, Urov's goal was phenomenal. They're real highlights just throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
Gustafsson, 25 saves, 4th shutout of the season, 15th of his career. The Wild, by the way, that kept them from being swept by the Mammoth this season. That's our first win against that team. And, boy, we beat them up, down, and left and right and all over the place. Here's something pretty cool about the Wild. In their last 3 victories, every goal scored by a different player.
Hey, that's cool.
Wow.
Spread around the love.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
Now
good.
for the bad
Good sign.
news, let's talk about the Timberwolves. They went to L.A. and sucked against the Los Angeles Lakers, who did not play LeBron James. Now, it needs to be said, lately when LeBron sits out, they look better because he's 100 years old,
Right.
Yeah.
and they just kind of get a different offensive flow going. But the Wolves, Anthony Edwards, 14 points, 2 for 15 from the floor.
Oh,
This is rough. That whole trending right for the playoff race is losing ground really, really quickly. The tiebreaker, they're battling. They're going to be anywhere from the 3rd to the 7th seed. All those teams are very close. The Lakers, Rockets, Nuggets, and Suns are who we're battling. We're 1-9 against those 4 teams so far
That
this year.
doesn't bode well.
Does not bode well at all. So what that means is, despite the recent run of success, the Timberwolves look to be a really bad good team as opposed to a really
Okay.
good team.
That's not
They're the worst of the good teams in the West based on the record. Yeah, a little tough to say. Here's an NBA note. Bam Adebayo, good player for the Miami Heat. Been with the Heat since 2017, 1 year at Kentucky.
Wow.
He's their center.
Okay.
A solid player. I don't think I've said his name on this show since I moved to Minnesota because he's not done anything special, certainly not against the Timberwolves. Last night, the Miami Heat beat the Wizards 150 to 129.
Oh.
Bam Adebayo, before last night, his career high was 41 points.
Okay.
Last night, he
Okay.
had 43 at halftime.
Oh.
He continued to play the entire game, and he finished with 83 points.
Holy cow.
He surpassed
83 points, the second highest scoring game in NBA history.
Okay, Heat fans,
He will come out of the
back off the MVP chant.
Yeah, calm down.
But there's 100 points for Will Chamberlain. There's 81 for Kobe Bryant. Oh, no, now it's 83 for Bam Adebayo.
Wow. So this guy's been basically nondescript for 9 years.
Well, he's an all-pro several
Oh,
years. He's a
okay.
very good player.
Okay,
but,
gotcha.
But his career high is 41. And he goes for 83 last night.
Wow.
Now, it's a bizarre thing. Now, the Wizards have no interest in winning. They want the number 1 draft pick.
Yeah.
There's that to consider. He had 25. He spent a lot of time at the free throw line. 25 made free throws. of his 83 points. He hit a bunch of threes. He was 20 of 43 from the field. He's the first player to ever score 70 points while making less than half his shots. And again, 25 of those were free throws. And he stayed in the entire game in a blowout because at some point they're like, let's see if he can beat Kobe's 81. And he did.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of asterisks by purists will be next to this game, but not in the record books. That's the second highest total in a game in league history.
Wow.
It makes
Holy moly.
no sense. Totally insane.
Do you pull players out before they break the Wilt Chamberlain record? Do you just
No,
never
absolutely
let
not.
that
you
be
No,
don't
I mean,
have
broken?
that.
no.
Yeah.
If somebody was if somebody had 90 points with 3 minutes to go,
You let 'em keep
they'd
going?
get the ball every time down court.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would completely say yes, they should, because it's up to the team they're playing to stop that.
Yeah.
No self-respecting team lets a man score 80 points in a game. It's
Right.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you take him out.
Yeah.
Hip check. Hurt him. I mean, look at what that says about you. You let someone score, you know, when Kobe had 81 points, other players, this is a very different NBA back then.
Yeah.
People on other teams were flat out saying, "Oh, I would have broken his knee. I would have gone after. There's no way someone's getting 80 on me."
You galooling him?
Galooly the hell out of him.
Well, and to your point, you know, this dude is an all-pro, but Kobe Bryant is one of the greats of all time. It's one thing for him to hang 81 on you.
Yeah.
It's another thing to have this guy put 83 on you.
Kind of a weird one. No one saw
Yeah,
that coming.
no
Center
doubt.
City, good to have you with us this morning. I guess.
Great.
I'm assuming Center City's with us.
Yeah.
You're either with us or you're a Guinness, as they used to say.
I like a Guinness.
Yeah, I like
Every now and
it. I'm
then.
a big fan of that myself. Mobile, Alabama. That's at the very bottom of the state of Alabama. That's on the Gulf of Mexico. Mobile is its own sort of universe. Just trust me when I say that. It's a lot of different cultures all mixed there. It's a Navy town, a fascinating place.
Okay.
There's a place there called Winchell's Oysters. They've been serving oysters and seafood and different things for decades and decades and decades. And a family took advantage of an offer. There's a sign on the wall in Winchell's that's been there forever. And for the first time ever, a family took advantage of it.
Okay.
The sign references who gets free oysters. And that would be any 80-year-old customer who comes in with their father.
Wow.
Here we go.
Sure.
We would come down here on Friday afternoon and eat oysters, and that started in 1972, but I can quote by heart. Free oysters to any man 80 years old accompanied by his father. So in seeing that sign, we felt like our dad was going to make it to 100 because he's in great health. So we've been talking about it as a family for 25, 30 years.
Damn.
Wow, that's quite a plan.
Walking in, 80 years old. His dad's 99.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. Apparently, oysters and Corona is the key to a long life. Because they're sitting at that table. Dude's got the Corona with the lime, and they're just pounding oysters, raw oysters. And they all look great. It's two sons. One of them turned 80, and the other one's a little younger. And the dad is 99 years old. And I just couldn't help but think, if there's ever a time to give a guy a bad oyster.
Ooh.
Can you imagine if the guy had been wiped out with oysters at 99? Finally celebrating with my 80-year-old son. But no, they knocked down a whole plate of oysters or several because they were free.
They were free.
I was gonna say, I hope they don't skimp when you finally meet that criteria. I hope they don't skimp.
Think about all the things, if you turn 80 and you still have a parent who's alive, all the things you might want to do with them. And boy, sitting down to oysters sounds like, of all the options, that's probably about as good as it's going to get.
Oh,
You think
hell
so?
yeah. On the Gulf Coast?
Yeah.
Come on.
All right.
Yeah, pretty fantastic. Ever come up with your own, ever invent a recipe? Did you ever do something in the kitchen and you're like, hey, I think I'm the first person to ever do this. I think I've come up with something new. I'm curious. Think about that for a minute.
Okay.
I was the first person to ever add a hot dog to ramen noodles. I'm pretty sure. But
Sure.
but along the way, in college, my greatest contribution to the world of culinary arts was instant Spud Flakes topped with chunky soup. A little something they called the gut buster. But if you could get down, you could put a big bowl of instant Spud Flakes with a full can of chunky sirloin burger, and you wouldn't have to eat for like 3 days. So
Wow,
it did
all right.
it did the job.
Doesn't that soup have potato chunks in it? Or
Sure
no?
it does.
Okay.
Yeah, but
All
you
right.
got to make sure you're getting all those carbs.
This
and you're-
sounds like crucial college days food.
Oh yeah, no question about it.
100%.
Oh man, in that dorm room kitchen, guys come in and be like, "Damn man, all right, I didn't know you had that kind of game." Oh yeah, yeah.
You're
Make
like,
no mistake.
Yeah, they're Spud Flakes.
You give me a saucepan and access to clean water and a can opener, and I'm gonna make some magic happen.
I consider myself a hero, but I also just consider myself a human being.
There you go.
There it is. I couldn't say it any better myself. But apparently somebody has gone viral because they've come up with a new way, a whole new situation involving eggs. I mean, it's amazing to think there could still be a new way to turn an egg into a better meal. But here we go. This is apparently the new sensation, the scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs. When we lived in Mexico City, these were just called eggs. Basically scrambled eggs. But instead of beating them together first, you just let them cook a little bit streaky. Add a little salt and pepper, they're so good.
I don't understand what's happening.
So you crack the eggs open in the pan, and then you break them up with the spatula, but you leave the yolk intact, so you basically have a combination scrambled and fried egg. So the yolk, it looks kind of like a fried egg thrown in with some scrambled eggs.
Okay.
And people are saying, well, it's better. Well, fried eggs are boring and scrambled eggs are boring. This is both. It's better for both.
I mean, this is basically how I've always done eggs, except I don't leave the yolk alone. I just mix it all up.
Yeah.
So it's a fried scrambled egg all the time. That's what I've been doing since I've started cooking.
One of the great moments in the Gorman kitchen was when we explained to our kids, you can't mess up an egg. Just crack it, put it in there, and whatever happens, it's going to taste the same. It's going to be pretty good.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's why they're so easy.
Then why are there like a million? I don't understand eggs. I don't get into. I don't.
Oh,
mess
I know
with
you're
that
very
stuff.
anti-egg.
But like my husband's always ordering eggs over hard, and I'm like, what does that even mean?
Well, if you don't like it, if you don't like the yolk to be runny, if you like it a little thicker, if you like it completely cooked, I mean, but it tastes the same. It's just different consistencies.
But how would you figure out how to make that crap happen?
It's just a matter of how long you heat it. So if you have it in there for a short time, it's going to be runnier. If you have it when he's talking about that, that's like a fried egg.
It's just trial and error.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just get in there, you get a pan, get some butter, get some eggs, have fun.
It's still a matter of how long you fry the egg for. That's all. Really, all it is.
Waffles.
If you're willing to burn through a dozen eggs, you can learn a whole lot about eggs in like an hour.
Yeah, not even
just
half hour.
practicing.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah.
Just take a few minutes with each one and see what you come up with. Mm-hmm. That's good stuff. Anybody ever have a culinary discovery of your own? You ever come up? What's the shortcut? What is it, Paul?
Oh, it's not a shortcut, but I think this was an accident my wife came up with, and the kids love it. Spaghetti, okay? Just normal, out of a jar with noodles and meat of some sort, but we add just a little bit of cream cheese. And it makes it like a creamy red sauce instead of just a flat-out red sauce.
How did you accidentally discover this?
I think my wife was just trying to make it appealing to the kids. Because we had very picky eaters when they were young.
Right.
And for whatever reason this took. Yeah, they like the cream cheese. They like the cream cheese in the spaghetti.
Wow.
I wasn't
Cream
actually there for it, but it's become a regular thing in our house. I mean, we don't put an entire brick of cream cheese in.
Okay.
It's like a third of the brick. It's just to make it enough to make it a little different consistency and flavor.
I remember I was making a can of soup. I wasn't kidding when I said, give me a can opener and a saucepan. I mean, as a kid, working on a can of soup, this would have been not chunky soup. That was like for holidays and stuff. This would have been just Campbell's soup, probably a vegetable beef, maybe even a beef and barley. But this is the 70s. I'm making my soup. And my dad walks through the kitchen doesn't say a word. He just walks over and he takes and just throws a dollop of butter into my soup. Boom. He goes, there you go. And I'm like, I looked at him like, what? And he just walked off like, I've just given you the keys to the kingdom, son. And I stirred it in and I ate the whole thing. And all I kept thinking was, this is disgusting. Just a chunk of butter in my soup? What is wrong with you? And I told my mom that. She goes, oh, your dad loves that. He gets a little tip from the chef. And I'm like, oh, you people are crazy.
I have an aunt who loves all things fat.
Okay.
She'll eat the grizzle of bacon just by itself. She'll eat pieces of butter. Just the butter. It's crazy. She has, and she's thin as a rail. She'll have massive dollops of butter on almost everything.
Thin as a rail. That's why her body is screaming for more lard at all times. Please. Yeah. The gene pool has done me wrong. Right. I need dairy.
Yeah.
Give me some text messages, Paul Fletcher. A lot of people have some suggestions from the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talking Text Line.
All right. Our buddy Bryn Ahrens from the band Flip said, this was my go-to meal in the lean early rock and roll 1980s.
Okay.
I could get a pack of cigarettes, a box of macaroni and cheese, and a can of tomato soup for under $5.
Oh,
that was his meal.
And they all went in the pot together?
Yeah, boy.
Cigarettes. I would think that the cigarettes have been savored for, separate. But.
That reminds me, I can't remember where it was, but I went into a diner somewhere that was not New York City, and they had, and for breakfast, one of the things on the menu was New York breakfast. It was a cigarette, a cup of coffee, and the New York Times. I was like, that's the greatest. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen on a menu in my life.
I dig it.
Now I got to spend the next 20 minutes trying to remember where that was.
This one's interesting from Jackson and Maple Grove. For any breakfast sandwich, I make a sauce of mayo, Dijon mustard, hot sauce, and maple syrup. Best thing ever.
For any breakfast sandwich. Okay.
Okay. You know
I'd
what?
get down with that.
Yeah. Okay, Jackson. I see you working over there.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I got another breakfast call on the phone from Brian. He says he does brie in his oatmeal.
Huh.
Oh, ooh.
Just made Steve's head hurt.
Oh, wait. Yeah. It's like, wait, no. I can't even compute.
No? What if it was like...
Brie in oatmeal.
What if it was like
brie is
cinnamon oatmeal?
Brie is a different tasting cheese for sure, but I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, boy, that's
I think that's one of those you have to just taste it. You know,
that's like talking to somebody who's just switching languages because they grew up in a multilingual home, and you're like, dude, keep it in one lane.
Okay, so I talked about my Aunt Jane who eats butter like it's candy.
Yeah, Skinny Jane.
I think there's something to it. Big Lake Nate says my grandma ate butter by the stick and lived to be 94.
Good for her.
Fair enough.
I bet she made some of that butter herself. That's probably why it was so good.
I think part of the reason that she lived to be 94 is because of all the activity she was doing throughout the course of the day, and that allowed her to eat the butter.
Good gracious. A stick of butter. Could either one of you sit down and eat a stick of butter?
No.
In
like,
less
if
than
there's money on the line?
What would it
yes.
take? Okay, right now, if we said between now and the top of the hour, you're going to sit down and eat a stick
minutes.
of butter. I'm going to give you
17 minutes?
No, you know what? I'll give you 5 minutes to eat a stick of butter. How much money is it going to take for you to try that?
Let me look at how much money is in my bank account.
She's literally looking at her phone.
I would let's say $200.
Okay, $200?
Yeah.
$500.
$500?
Yeah. I mean, I would attempt it for. I mean, if you're just talking about can you try it? What are you willing to try? I mean, $100 to try it. But
back when $20 was a whole lot of money. Going back, speaking of eggs and eating for food, my brother Jim Gorman told my brother Dave Gorman, "I'll give you $20 if you eat a dozen scrambled eggs with green food dye." So he made green eggs. He scrambled a dozen eggs, added the green dye to make them green, ate all of it, and then he said, "Where's my $20?" And Jim said, "Oh, you know, I'll pay you." And he goes, "When?" He goes, "Well, I didn't say when." Never paid him.
Ooh,
and his doo-doo looked like...
That was, I don't know. We don't need to go there.
But that's...
I'm just saying, when you got older brothers, you got to be careful. You got to get that money up front. That's what I always learned.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like older brothers and Chuck Berry. Get the money up front. We got headlines in 5 minutes and 2 songs.
Gorman in the Morning is coming back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the Morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the Morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. It is Wednesday, March 11th. Good morning. Be careful. The roads are the roads.
Yeah.
And the precipitation is the precipitation.
Had a hell
Paul
of a
Fletcher
drive-in.
already had a MnDOT experience this morning for the ages.
I did. So, the stretch of 94 from Rogers to Maple Grove, I get caught behind MnDOT, the row of snowplows. Luckily, at the 494 split south of Maple Grove, they went 494, I went 94. I was like, great, I'm free. And then another parade at 169 merges in front of me at 94.
There you go.
About an hour and 20-minute drive this morning for me.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, a normal 35 minutes turned into an hour and 20, and the roads weren't even that bad.
Gotta love that.
Awful. God.
Man,
Yeah.
well, so there you have it.
It was
So
fun.
if you're just getting up now, don't worry. MnDOT's already got you covered.
They're good to go. They're good to go.
Good to go. I'm feeling Minnesota. Give me some headlines.
Xcel Energy says about 200 gallons of oil has leaked out of the Monticello nuclear plant. The leak was discovered Tuesday morning while crews were testing a motor that helps circulate water through the plant for cooling. Plant officials say no oil has reached the Mississippi River. Xcel says it's notified federal, state, and local officials.
This is not good. I
Yeah.
guess it could be worse.
Hopefully it hasn't reached the river.
Let's just look. Okay, good. Yeah.
Well, you remember 3 years ago they had the 400,000 gallons of water that leaked, and ever since then they've had to maintain this promise of transparency. So hopefully they're being transparent.
Yeah, well, good luck to us all.
Absolutely. A Pennsylvania man is on the run from police after he accidentally burned down his own townhouse and 3 others while trying to kill spiders. Investigators say 36-year-old Sean McDermott was seen lighting small fires inside his home throughout the day, even as a witness repeatedly tried to put them out. At one point, police say he placed a love seat over a smoldering fire on the floor. When McDermott and the witness left, And later returned, the entire building was engulfed. McDermott fled in a U-Haul truck and is now wanted on multiple arson charges.
So just to specify, this is not the recently fired Buffalo Bills coach, Sean McDermott. This is a different Sean McDermott,
I think
right?
so.
Okay.
I think it's a different guy.
Okay, because boy, if it was, it'd be like, man, you took that loss of the job pretty hard.
Yeah.
He's seeing
How
spiders.
the mighty have fallen. Yeah.
He's trying to burn down
I mean, Sam Darnold sees ghosts, and this guy sees spiders. Wow.
He's still on the run.
Boy, yeah, I guess so.
It's one heck of a arsonist, I guess. Universal Pictures is developing a Bon Jovi biopic with John Bon Jovi's participation. The film will focus on John's early struggles, the formation of the band, the rise to massive success, specifically with the album Slippery When Wet, John's vocal cord surgery, and his ultimate return.
As long as they include an explanation for why he introduced the Patriots at the Super Bowl, I'll go see it. The hell? What? I still don't get what that was all about.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm in. I'm all about biopics. I love them, even if they're not totally accurate. A bizarre scene unfolded in Hollywood recently. Looked like it could have been a movie set, only it was real. LAPD responded to a serious two-car crash with injuries. Police were puzzled when a fully naked man suddenly ran through the accident scene. They soon realized that the naked man, who was caught on video, was actually the driver who caused the wreck after blowing through a red light. He then jumped out of his vehicle without clothes and took off running down the street. Police later arrested the man and believed he was under the influence. Gee, you think? He's now facing charges including felony hit and run and DUI.
This is crazy!
Wow. What leads to the nude drive?
I don't know. Do you think he started the drive naked?
I used to live next door, shared a driveway for years in Atlanta, in Midtown, congested neighborhood, shared the driveway.
Okay.
Craig, still a great friend, and Craig was he was a queen, and he was the queen of Midtown Atlanta.
Okay.
And I walked out one day, and he was walking to his car, and he was wearing a pair of sandals and like tighty whities and a t-shirt tucked in, and that was it. And he was getting in his car. I said, Craig, you forgetting something? He goes, what do you mean? I said, like pants? He goes, oh, no, just some other queen having another one of these underwear parties. Just hopped in his car and took off. And I was like, you can wear pants for the drive, as he was backing on the driveway, because all I thought was, what if you get pulled over?
Well, if he's going to an underwear party, don't you want to wear something better than tighty whities?
Well, no, he's looked good. He took care of himself. He cut quite a figure in those tighty whities.
Man, you're going to get all sweaty in the car anyway. Why put the clothes on and freaking ruin them?
I guess so.
I'm guessing
guess so.
buff is the way to go.
All right, fair enough. Mm-hmm. Of all the things I've done naked, never thought to get in the car and drive somewhere naked.
No, that's kind of the last place I want to be naked. Yeah.
Let's talk sports. Let's talk to Minnesota Wild. Last night, they got this 4-game homestand. What did we say yesterday? Hey, let's go pick up all the points. Last night, they got all the goals. 5-0 shutout win over Utah.
Yeah.
Our first win over the Mammoth all season. Mm-hmm. And a really nice way to say, hey, Bobby Brink, welcome back home.
Turned over. Tarasenko got it across. Shot and score! Welcome home, Bobby Brink!
Attaboy.
Goosebumps.
Little kid out of Minnetonka coming over from the Flyers organization.
I love that kid.
Earlier in the game, boy, he got belted too. He went face first into the boards and came off for a minute. It was like, oh, oops, not a great way to welcome him back. And then he shook it off, got back in, scored that goal.
Yeah.
And afterwards was thrilled, had no qualms about expressing his joy at having scored in his home debut for the hometown team.
Love that.
I said it was 5-0. Kaprizov, Boldy, Urov, and Hartman all with goals. This is the third game in a row where the Wild, every goal scored has been a different player.
Oh, cool. Team
That's
players.
I think that's an indicator of a good team.
I would say that's exactly what that is. Gustafsson, 25 saves.
Nice.
4th shutout of the year, 15th of his career. Nice one.
Go watch Kaprizov's goal, by the way.
Incredible.
You take world-class talent, and then you put in the effort to just want to beat everybody else on the ice, that's what you get.
From one knee, in case you're wondering. It's worth
he's almost
tracking
diving,
down.
you know what I mean? Like, just
pretty incredible.
Again, the will to want to score that goal is awesome.
The Minnesota Timberwolves could use a little of that will. They went to L.A., played the Lakers, who were okay this year, and just looked god-awful. They looked as if they had no interest in being there. Really, the downside of this team that we've seen this up and down all season, and I'm hopelessly optimistic But it's getting harder every day.
Yeah.
When I look at teams, I just look at what they do, the up and down thing. Now you're in mid-March. It's like, I'm just not buying in. I mean, I would love to think they can flip a switch, but I watch a game like last night, and right away, the body language, the effort, I'm like, they're just not. This is not championship pedigree. No. It's not what it is. It's a real drag
team to me.
Dropping a game to the Lakers that they really needed to win. The Wolves there's 5 teams that are going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the seeding. We know who number 1 is, OKC. Number 2 is the Spurs. The next 5 spots are all within a game or 2 or 3 of each other. Okay. Lakers, Rockets, Nuggets, Suns. We are 1-9 against those 4 teams this season. Does not bode well.
They're not careful. They're going to fall down. I'm going to be out right away.
I woke up this morning to a text from my son who said, and it just said, "Bam." And then I said, I'm like, bam. Bam Adebayo, Miami Heat. Been a center for the Heat. He's been in the league since 2017. A very, very good player, but not 83 points good until last night. 83 points against the Washington Wizards. Insane. The second highest individual scoring effort in league history, behind only Wilt Chamberlain's 100 points from 1962.
Good Lord.
83 points for a guy whose career high until last night was 41 points.
Wow.
Career high 41. He had 43 in the first half last night.
Oh, boy.
Totally bizarre.
Crazy.
83 points, the second highest scoring game in NBA history.
They're all fired up there.
Down.
Back off, Miami Heat. That's not enough to get an MVP vote, much less the award. Let's go back to 1979. Randy Holt of the Los Angeles Kings in a game against the Philadelphia Flyers. The Broad Street Bullies era of Philadelphia Flyers.
Okay.
Very, very physical hockey team.
And the purple and gold era of the Kings.
That's right. Randy Holt. In the first period of the game, holding 2 minutes, misconduct 10 minutes, fighting 5 minutes, second fight 5 minutes, game misconduct 10, third fight 5, second misconduct 10, 2 more game misconducts 10, 67 minutes of penalty time in the first period of a game. Randy Holt, you're my favorite hockey player ever.
And probably...
Friendly reminder, you are not a horse.
And probably had 6 teeth in his mouth.
At the end of the first period, there was a bench-clearing brawl, and he was ejected for the rest of the game, so none of this mattered. But one man racked up 67 minutes of penalty time in one period of hockey.
If you were to do that in today's game, you'd be out for weeks. You'd be suspended for weeks.
You'd never get near 67 minutes. After the second or third penalty, you'd be like...
Yeah, you'd be gone. That's a good point.
Fantastic. New Market.
It is.
Ho, New Market.
Morning, New Market.
Come on, man. You got nothing on Old Market, but I still love you.
Sounds like a good place to go shopping.
Hey, check it out. Today's Wednesday, March 11th, which means today we hear the royal we of the Gorman in the Morning show, and a few of our friends from KQ are going to be out at Heavy Rotation Brewing at 5:30. I was going to say tonight. It's this afternoon now that we've moved the clocks forward.
Yeah, it's just a couple of hours from
5:30 this afternoon. Heavy Rotation Brewing Company out in Brooklyn Park. Looking very forward to being there. Why don't you come out and join us?
Should be a good time. Free meat raffle. I mean, what the hell?
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got plans. Cancel them.
Yes.
Come to Heavy Rotation
Your
Brewing.
plans are boring.
Yeah. Come on.
Hang out with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
This week, a couple days ago in the Star Trib, they had a story, basically a whole thing. Greatest Minnesota celebrities. Let's line them up. Let's talk about it. And people can vote. If you're looking at the paper online, you can vote. The basic idea is, who are the real celebrities from the state of Minnesota? All time, not like walking around at the not at the peak of their powers right now, not in the middle of their career, but all time celebrities from the state. The rules were you got to be at least 5 years as a state resident. So therefore, Judy Garland and Winona Ryder, thank you. You get a consolation prize for playing. You're not here.
See you,
Sorry, Chris Pratt.
You have to have an impact across the nation, if not the world. Not a local celebrity, but somebody that, say, okay, I moved here 3 years ago. Did I know who you were? Did I know you were from Minnesota before I moved here?
Right.
Is a big part of that. So just full on anybody on the planet's like, oh, yeah, and they're from Minnesota. Just think about in those terms. Who are the celebrities that come to mind first and foremost? I love this list because, I agree with a lot of it, but there's a few people on this list where I'm like, oh, I didn't know they were from here. And then I go, I guess I knew, but I forgot. But it's always kind of cool to see.
I think one other important distinction to make is this is entertainment industry.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so like athletes and whatnot aren't on this list.
Right.
So
should athletes be on the list?
You know what?
Joe Mauer's a celebrity.
I was going to say Joe Mauer, lifelong guy. I mean, he's got to be in there.
Yeah.
But worldwide, nobody in not a lot of people in the state of Washington, much less the Netherlands, know who Joe Mauer is.
Okay.
Just saying.
That's true.
Whereas she's not on the list, but everybody knows Judy Garland. You know what I mean? If she were, you know what I'm so there is that to consider.
That's fair.
An athlete that everybody might know. I'm just trying to think who the biggest athlete from Minnesota ever would be. We can debate that, but I'm just saying if you're going to be an athlete on this list, boy, you got to.
Yeah.
You got to have really done something pretty extraordinary.
It's got to be Kirby Puckett.
I would. That's my first thought.
Yeah.
But again, baseball. You know, it's still not. It's not the same as like say. You know, it's not like Michael Jordan or somebody like that has international everything. So all this to say. And we'll give you where the list stands right now, but I'm curious your thoughts on the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk text line 651-989-ROCK. Give me your top three, just the first three to come to mind. Ryder, who comes to your mind first and foremost? Boom, Minnesota celebrity.
Wally the Beer Man.
There you go.
Nationally recognized.
Atta girl.
Man, he freaking should be. I thought about Paul Bunyan. You know, you got to talk about Bob Dylan.
Sure.
But Paul Bunyan's not real.
Hey, but you know what? I mean, what is reality anyway?
Yeah, but they're putting real people
I
on
know.
this
We
list,
are dealing
though.
with real people.
All right. Mary
Come
Richards
on
is
now.
on the list, and she is a TV character.
She's a TV
That's
character
true,
for sure.
That's true. All right.
I mean, I go right to Dylan, and I understand he's not number one. Spoiler alert. But my brain, and again, I can go back 3 years or 3.5 years before I lived here. If you'd said most famous Minnesotan ever, I would have said Bob Dylan, number one. The guy I've spent the most time with, because I don't remember a time when I didn't have Dylan records in my house. He's just one of those. And then I might have gone. I know what I would have gone next. I would have gone Prince similarly, but because I would have gone Dylan, I probably then would have thought, but then the Coen brothers actually, because Prince is so omnipresent. It's funny. Yeah. Prince is the. You could make a statement, right? You could probably make a real strong case that Prince is the worldwide most famous Minnesotan of the last 40 years.
Sure.
And he's so big that but
such a massive impact in such a short amount of time.
But this is the weird thing I'm trying to get at. I just think of Prince as from everywhere. He's from Mars or something. Like I know he's from here, obviously. But to me, like the Coen brothers and Bob Dylan jump out first because Prince just I don't know. Prince is everywhere. I know it doesn't make any sense because you could make the case for the others. But
what's funny though,
Prince is sort of omnipresent. He's at a whole other level. It's like he's Americans or he's the human races. It's not even Minnesota.
What's amazing though about that is that on the other side of the coin is that he's the most Minnesotan of all of them.
Oh, I know.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you.
I get it.
But at the same time, he's like he stayed here. You know what I mean? And he was about as Minnesotan as it got.
And the Coen brothers bailed on us.
Yeah,
they certainly did.
Suckers.
But you know but there's one thing everybody knows about the Coen brothers. It's where they're from.
Fargo, yeah.
It is where they're from. Also on the list, see, I never knew this till I moved here 3 years ago. Jessica Lange, had no idea. I thought she was just from some.
We were starting to go over this yesterday.
Oh, really?
She doesn't register as a Minnesotan to me. Yeah.
And I knew, and she and Sam Shepard lived in Stillwater for years. Like, you know, that's where they raised their family there. And I even knew that, but I didn't know she was from here. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like when I would hear Stillwater, I was like, isn't that where Jessica Lange and Sam Shepard live? And Rosemary's a massive Sam Shepard fan. Okay. And so we just happened to know that for whatever weird reason. A few others on the list that are, you know, kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot. Like Pete Docter, the guy that runs Pixar.
This is exactly the guy that I was going to, this is who I was going to bring up. See, I would argue though, because they call this celebrities. Pete Docter could walk in the room right now next to another tall, lanky looking dude, and you'd be like, which one's Pete Docter?
Yeah.
But at the same time, his accomplishments are unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, Inside Out is probably the greatest animated film of all time.
I'm still in the Who's Pete Docter camp.
See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But they call this list celebrities. Like, it's tough
it's in the
celebrities being famous. And
well,
he's not
I guess so.
His name is, but his face isn't.
Well, who comes to mind first for you then?
Well, I mean, first would be Prince.
Okay, makes sense.
One that I'll bring up that's not on the list that blows my mind. Stifler. Where's Stifler? Bro, his cultural impact? That's all we talked about was Stifler for a good 5 years, maybe 10 years. From American Pie, Sean William Scott grew up in Cottage Grove, was there until he was 20 years old.
Ah, okay. See, I never saw American Pie.
Okay.
And I kept waiting to figure out who the hell Stifler is, but you just told me. Okay, got it. Right.
Did you watch Goon? I know me and one of the other bosses have told you to watch Goon. I'd say it's my favorite hockey movie.
You have to watch Goon.
It puts Miracle away.
No.
Okay. Wow.
Bite your tongue.
Yes.
That's not. That's out of line.
So much fun.
All right.
It is fun, though. It's fantastic.
I'll get there.
But he is the goon in Goon.
Yeah.
And he is great.
He is. I mean, is he Judy Garland? Of course he's not. But, man.
We all know what a
MILF
MILF is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind
How
of.
about Life of the Party, F. Scott Fitzgerald? See that,
Life of the Party.
Then you start going old school. It's like, oh yeah, there's a few real all-time bangers here.
Great Gatsby time.
Hit us up on the text line. Who are we forgetting? Give us your top 3 Minnesota celebrities. The votes still coming in. Prince boat racing the field, as you might imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I made the bizarre, nonsensical point that he's so big he's from everywhere, but I really do. I'm like, he's the most Minnesota celebrity. The guy lived his life talking about Minnesota, but to me, he's from another planet. It's like Little Richard's not from Georgia. Little Richard is from the universe. I don't know if Prince is on that same list to me. He's just a guy from the cosmos.
He's a universal celebrity.
He certainly is.
That's the most universal celebrity from Minnesota, I would say.
The most celebrity is also a Minnesotan. That would be Bob Dylan.
Right.
Hey, man, I'm just going to put on this hoodie and walk around.
I know. I say Bob Dylan, but he basically wants to disown us. It feels like he doesn't even want to be from here. The Bob Dylan Center is in Tulsa.
That's not fair. Land is cheap down there, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
There's cheap land in the Iron Range.
I did not know that Bob Dylan co-owned the Orpheum Theater from 1979 to 1988.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Okay. Huh.
And I bet if you looked it up, and played there not once. Of course, Charles Schultz, the Coen brothers, Laura Ingalls Wilder. Man, the hits just keep coming.
Yeah, on the Facebook, I got a shout out for Laura Ingalls Wilder and Pa Ingalls as well.
Oh, well, isn't that nice?
So, yeah, Hubert H. Humphrey coming in there, too. I mean, we named a dome after him.
That's very true.
He was the vice president.
No, Hubert. Were we ever so young?
Good old Hugh.
Who's on the text line, Paul Fletcher?
Well, we've got, you know what? The most common answer given, it warms my heart a little bit because I was going to bring him up. Steve Zahn.
Oh.
You know what? Never a leading man, but he's in about every movie that's ever been made in the last 30 years.
He's in a lot of films.
And he lived here for quite some time, through his early adulthood is what I understand.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Another one that was from Chris in Bloomington, by the way. Another 763 number, Josh Duhamel.
He's from North Dakota.
Correct, but he's lived here for 15 to 17 years, according to the Google. I looked up all of these that I questioned.
I didn't know that he lived here. I thought he was pretty stuck on Fargo.
Is he the guy that lives out in the middle of nowhere?
He's got a doomsday cabin that he lives at in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Minnesota. He probably doesn't want us to know where it is because it's a doomsday cabin.
Always the last to know certain things. I did not know Lizzo was even from here. Had no idea.
She's one of those exceptions where she spent some time here but was not born here and does not currently live here.
All right.
But yeah, when she was on the rise, she was hanging out here. I think I want to say like 2010 to like 2017.
Got it. Okay.
So, yeah.
Kind of where she, colored in the lines to her musical acumen, if you will. A couple that have come in from various people that I want to get your guys' takes on.
Yep.
Lonnie Anderson. Where's she?
Oh,
she's spent a good amount of time here. She's iconic.
She's from here. That's right. Yeah.
How about Josh Hartnett? That guy's been in 150 movies. Pearl Harbor was massive.
Hartnett's got a bit of an IMDb page.
Yeah.
But I feel like he dropped off so much.
Absolutely did.
Speaking of IMDb pages, so does Connell Gorman now.
Oh, nice.
Just got to throw that in there. Got his first credit. Hey, here's one that excites me as a lifelong Anglophile, but especially Monty Python fanatic. Did not know Terry Gilliam was from here.
That's crazy.
What a great thing to learn at this advanced age.
He is British in my head as well.
I knew he was American, but I didn't know he was from Minneapolis.
Oh.
Minneapolis and Medicine Lake, although it says he moved to LA when he was 12, but I'm still gonna have him on the list.
What about Jesse Ventura at 21? He should
low.
be much higher.
Yeah.
Way
Should
too
be much
low.
higher.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, whether he was a good governor or not, forget the politics. All right.
Yeah.
He was a famous governor, 100%. And then his wrestling career speaks for itself.
He was
that
in a
dude should be top 10.
Schwarzenegger movie.
And he's about Predator. And he's
Fair
about as
enough.
Minnesota as it gets. He should be top 10.
Yeah, we know I Ain't Got Time to Bleed, and we shocked the world.
That's right.
Yes.
Keep them coming. All right, we got to get into some headlines. Give us 5 minutes and 2 songs.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning. It is Wednesday, March the 11th. Glad to be with you this morning. I would like to know what's happening in the world, Paul Fletcher, so please give me some headlines.
All right. Governor Walz announced a plan to overhaul Minnesota's Department of Human Services to combat Medicaid fraud. The plan involves centralizing administration and upgrading outdated Medicaid systems, costing $17 million initially and $55 million in the next budget cycle. The state plans to take over eligibility determinations and certain medical assistance processes with a study to assess shared responsibilities.
This is a real complicated system. It's going to take a lot of time to unravel.
Wow. I mean, I
Yeah.
still struggle to sometimes untie my shoelaces when there's a knot. Boy, I can't imagine.
A Pennsylvania couple has been charged with hitting each other with frying pans during an argument. Maynard and Paula Fulmar of LaPorte, that's in Pennsylvania, like I just said, spilled the details to state police who responded to a call last week. Maynard told the officers that Paula pushed him into a kitchen cabinet and hit him over the head with a frying pan multiple times. So he responded by hitting her with a frying pan and punching her. Paula then agreed that's what happened and added she bit Maynard on the arm. There's no word if they have to stay away from each other.
Wow.
Okay.
Were they Acme frying pans?
Man, it sounds like it. Jeez.
What is happening? The Minnesota DMV is soliciting your input, our input, into its new caller hold music. Turns out they've only got like 39 people on staff and they handle thousands of calls a day. So your average hold time is like 6 to 9 minutes. So apparently this music's really important. By the way, you can go, we've got an easy link on our IG and our Facebook that you can go vote. But we've got clips, right?
Sure, yeah. So here are one of your 4 options. The first one I think is a little jazzy.
It's definitely taking the bass line for a walk.
Oh, I'd happily sit with that for a few minutes.
Okay.
It's not bad.
All right, and then we got a couple of pop selections.
Okay. No.
That sounds like it's just waiting for a clarinet to start playing.
That sounds like they're trying to get me to hang up.
Yeah, not digging that.
No, that hurts.
This one's a little more mellow.
Okay, I could hear a little Al Green coming in on top of that.
Yeah.
Waiting on hold.
A little soulful.
Me and my lady.
This one's
Got a beanbag chair. Waiting on hold.
Beanbag chair.
Come
Yeah.
on.
I think this one's they're considering it their rock selection. Seems a little alt country, maybe.
You know that young folk song we play by Peter, Bjorn, and John?
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
This
that's
sounds
right.
like that a little
Yeah.
bit.
Okay. I like that song. Can they just play that song?
That song would be better than this.
Why can't they get a quick playlist
That
put
sounds
together?
like the theme song to like an NBC murder mystery from the 70s.
Right?
He walks
Yeah.
alone, silent warrior with a badge. No one knows the trauma he's endured. He's McClintock.
yeah.
It's one of those.
McClintock, you say?
Yeah, that's just a murder mystery waiting to happen right there.
I like it a lot.
My dad was a big whistler, so I have a real whistle thing. Like, just I hear adults whistling, and I just want to go. You're whistling. Just a gentleman, someone who knows how to whistle and chooses not to. Hey, the Minnesota Wild last night. Minnesota Wild last night got off on the Utah Mammoth. 5-0 victory. Let's go, boys. You may have heard that Bobby Brink, he of the Minnetonka 2018 state champions, Bobby Brink, drafted by the Philadelphia Flyers.
He's great.
Has come home to roost. He was traded to the Wild this week. His first appearance for his hometown team, and this happened.
Turned over. Tarasenko got it across. Shot and score. Welcome home, Bobby Brink.
That is a name. That's just the kid was destined to be a pro athlete. Bobby Brink.
yes.
Yeah.
And by the way, that works in all sports. Bobby Brink in the pocket, hits a man heading downfield. He could be a quarterback. That's a big left-handed first baseman. Scooped up by Bobby Brink. He turns the double play.
Yeah. Or even a reliever that comes in late.
Anybody can play any position.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What a name.
Nice work.
Way to come back in and way to come home and get the goal. Kaprizov, Boldy, Urov, and Hartman also scored. For the last 3 wins for the Minnesota Wild, every one of those games, all the goals scored by different players.
Okay.
Wow. That's good.
They're sharing the puck, as they say. They're playing some good hockey. They've got the Flyers at home tomorrow night. The Timberwolves are in L.A. for the first of 4 road games last night, and they lost to the Los Angeles Lakers 120-106. It wasn't even that close. Ugly performance. Anthony Edwards, 14 points on 2 for 15 shooting. This is the second time this season he's only had 2 buckets in a game. The first time, he hurt his hamstring and came out after 3 minutes. Last night, he played the whole damn game. 14 points tied Julius Randle for the team high. Guys,
get it together.
Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat last night. This makes no sense. My man had 41 points as a career high going into last night's game.
Okay.
And last night, at the free throw line, with about a minute on the clock,
83 points, the second highest scoring game in NBA history.
83 points for Bam Adebayo. 11 times this year, an NBA team has scored less than 83 points in a game.
Wow.
Bam sanity.
He had 83 last night. He had 62 points after 3 quarters. 62, and they were, by the way, it's a blowout win. He had 62 points after 3, and they're like, think you can catch Kobe?
Yeah.
At 81? Go
Why
for
not?
it, dude. Why
Yeah.
not? 21 points in the fourth quarter. Absolutely insane. That is the stat of, that's the all-time nobody would have ever bet on that ahead of time. If you could have gotten a Vegas book to give you a line, will Bam Adebayo ever score 80 points in a game or more?
You can retire.
1,000,000 to 1 odds.
Yeah.
Absolutely, no question about it. Hamill! What's up, Hamill?
Hi,
Let's
Hamill.
rodeo.
Is that where the rodeo goes down?
Yeah.
They got it. Yeah, it's one of a few big rodeos.
I like it.
Yeah, they're famous for that.
Fair enough. Laugh Camp Comedy Club has got something cooking called the Celtic Comedy Night. That's tomorrow night, March 12th, as well as Friday night, March 13th. One of the comedians appearing with this whole shebang. It's not an Irish law firm, Bailey Murphy. It's a woman, and she's in studio. Bailey Murphy, good to see you.
You too. Thanks for having
Bailey
me.
Murphy and Associates. How may I take your call? Yeah.
My mom is going to be thrilled that you said that because she's an attorney. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's not an Irish name at all, though.
Not even.
No,
no.
not in the least.
I think I'm mostly Canadian, actually.
I'm Irish Canadian.
Are you
My
really?
family's all Irish through Canada before they got to Michigan.
Oh, sweet. That was something I learned about actually recently, was that there was a huge Irish settlement in Canada. And I think one of my favorite things about that is that ultimately that means that they were just looking for a very similar environment, atmosphere. But I think that's also why there's such a high Irish population in Minnesota as well.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, my family was in London, Ontario, and then right before my dad was born, they were like, "Let's go to Detroit," and we've been wondering why ever since.
Everyone's like, "Well,
these things
that
happen."
go?
So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree unless the apple decides not to be an attorney and become a comedian.
Correct. They're very proud. There's nothing better than giving up a stable life of law and legalities and becoming a comedian.
And so you grew up where?
I grew up here. I was born in Illinois. We moved up here when my mom went to law school. So I've lived here my whole life.
Okay.
So.
And so, but very much in touch with your Irish roots.
Very, yes.
Very.
My family's very Irish. It's always been a part of a part of my upbringing. It's definitely been, I would say, borderline an obsession for me, though.
Okay.
But I mean, a couple years ago when we were in Ireland, my cousin was studying abroad in Dublin, actually, and so we got a chance to kind of like be a family in Ireland, which was really exciting.
Very nice.
Yeah.
My family, a few generations ago, I was O'Gorman. I would have been. And there was an O'Gorman, and he married an O'Gorman Lee. It's very,
Well, on my dad's side, Murphy married a Murray. So
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's pretty similar. And at some point, maybe you've done this, maybe you haven't. I have my oldest sister is the genealogy tree expert of the family, and then she went and did the 23andMe and was like, anyway, that whole thing about us being so Irish, not so much. Like there was a whole lot of other things mixed in there. It's a total stew.
Ours was the opposite.
Really?
Oh yeah, on both sides. It's
even more Irish than you thought.
Yeah, actually, so my friend's birthday was over the weekend, and we had a Dairy Girls party at my house.
Wow, yeah. Going for it.
And his husband, I messaged him and I was like, hey, if you need, anything, like I have hats, I have a bunch of Irish apparel if you need to wear anything. Yeah. And he said, girl, I'm more Irish than you. And I said, no, that's cute. and he said, do you have a shamrock on your butt? I said, I have a Celtic knot on my hip. And he goes, touche.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, when he showed up, he was like, I'm 84%. And I was like, I'm 97.2.
Oh, boy. Wow. 97.2 is pretty strong.
That is. That's a whole lot of Ireland.
Although, to quote Conan O'Brien, it's like, it's so, he announced on his show once that he was like, I found out that I'm like 98% Irish, and everyone applauded. And he goes, yeah, it's great. It also means that there's not a lot of, how do I say this, variety in my family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
right.
didn't leave the island much.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I mean, but look at that guy. If you can't look at him and listen to him and not figure out that he's 98% Irish, I mean, the red hair,
the forehead,
the name, all of it. It's just, everything. Even his body makeup, it looks just like a long, gangly Irishman walking down the street.
He's just a very, very tall leprechaun.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what he is.
Nailed it. Yeah, 100%.
Bailey Murphy's in studio with us. Let's talk about the Celtic Comedy Night.
Yes.
An Irish-infused night of improv sketch and stand-up. So it's not just stand-up. You got the whole shebang.
We got the whole kit and caboodle. Yeah.
So do you describe? Are you a stand-up or are you an improv performer, or is it just all the same? Are you you're just going out and bailying all over the place? What is it?
I'm gonna start saying that I'm bailying all over the place. I identify as a comedian.
Okay.
I started. Identify as a comedian. I'm gonna. Yeah.
That's great.
I don't. Yes. I think it's hard because I started off as just a general performer. I was in theater. I was in musical theater. But as I was getting older, I was like, I'm only getting comedic roles, and I really wasn't doing very well in the musical theater scene.
Okay.
And so I started just kind of. I went to LA for a while, and I met a friend there who was writing for Netflix at the time, and she flat out was like, "This is a time for women in comedy. You need to pursue this." And I came back and I started writing my own audition material.
Okay.
And going on more comedic oriented auditions.
Right.
And things were just kind of falling into place. And so I started doing comedic, more like improv-based performances.
Right.
And then I started doing stand-up kind of here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been doing it consistently at least 2-3 times a month for the last 4 years.
Nice. And I mean, similar, same muscles, but totally different games.
Absolutely.
And so
100%.
Improv is, my peripheral understanding of these things, it's a team game.
Yes.
Stand-up, man, that's you and a mic and a bunch of strangers.
Yeah.
So first time ever doing that, that's a big leap from writing and performing improv.
Yes, definitely. I think what I love about, like you said, there are two different types of muscles, which I really appreciate. And like stand-up, it gives you an opportunity to really know what your comedic abilities are and how you can function just, with nothing but like you said, a mic and a bunch of strangers. But having improv training, I think, has helped my stand-up a lot.
Sure.
Because like sometimes shows just aren't going well. Sometimes jokes aren't hitting.
Heck yeah.
And you just kind of have to pivot and you see what kind of works for them. There was one time I was doing a show in Mankato and I got through my prepared material way faster than I expected, and I had 30 minutes to hit.
Yeah, right.
And I just started talking about Titanic.
Yeah.
And
as one does.
And those of the people who know me who are hearing this are like, oh God, she's going to talk about Titanic again. But it is one of my favorite movies, but it's also a movie that I just find fascinating with the way that it was created. And so I just started talking about Titanic, and it ended up being one of the better sets I've ever done. But the thing is that like I love stand-up, but improv I'll never not want to do a performance-based type of comedy as well. It allows you to share the stage and allows you to kind of share your energies. And I love to teach improv too. I think improv is, I know, and recently I was listening to an interview from another comedian who said this, that, people can think improv is so cheesy, but improv is really a place where you can learn a lot about yourself in addition to building your comedic skills.
I said it's a team sport, and that's what's so great about it to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
You're stand up. If you're there alone, you're gonna rise or fall on your own. But then when you're putting your trust in other people, there's a whole extra. To me, that seems even a greater vulnerability almost. Because you can blow it off of, oh, I suck tonight. But if it's like that person let me down, or I let that person down, that's where it becomes like playing a game. It's
Definitely.
a sport.
Yeah, and the thing is that when you are building, like building that trust is really important because you want people to trust you as much as you want to trust other people. But the one thing I will say about the stand-up community here is that I've found some amazing supportive mentors and people who have really built me up. And a lot of the shows that I get to do, everyone is so kind and supportive. And, if you have a bad night, you sit in the green room and maybe you just talk about it. Maybe you get some feedback. But yeah, improv is, when you're sharing the stage with people, you have to know when to back off. You have to know when to let someone else kind of take center stage, or you have to know when, it's time for you to maybe start leading the scene a different way. Just having those instincts and having that trust in each other is just so vital.
Bailey Murphy's in studio with us. We were talking earlier, the list that was in the paper this week, there's a poll, greatest Minnesota celebrity. Who comes to mind first? Don't think about it. Just boom. Who is it?
Judy Garland.
Yes.
Okay. That makes perfect sense. Musical theater nerd in the room. Look out, everybody. But she didn't live here long enough. She's here but left.
She didn't qualify.
So you got to be a resident for at least 5 years, and apparently she wasn't.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Even though those ruby red slippers are up in Grand Rapids.
Right. Let's take another shot.
Prince.
Yeah. That's pretty much. That one's gonna work.
He was number one on the list.
Yeah.
So you nailed it. Yeah.
So you're a local gal. You were in high school. I mean, everything was here after you came up. So this is a rock station. What were you listening to in high school? Who were your bands or your artists? Was it pop? Was it rock? Was it hip hop? What was it?
I still listen to the same music.
The Sound of Music soundtrack.
No.
Okay.
I don't know why, though. I just rewatched that. That movie's golden. I listened to a lot. Okay, my music collection was very strange. I listened to a lot of boy bands. I loved Backstreet Boys. I was a Backstreet Boy girl. Instinct was great, but I was a Backstreet Boy girl. Don't come for me. But then I also listened to a lot of Frank Sinatra and John Denver and a lot of old classic country. Mariah Carey was big for me. The Eagles. My mom was very important in my music development because we traveled back and forth between here and Chicago a lot.
Okay.
So we would listen to music in the car all the time. Right. We listened to the Rat Pack. We listened to, like I said, a lot of John Denver, the Eagles, Mariah Carey. That was a lot of my music. I was a big Christina Aguilera person. I loved her. I thought she was an incredible singer. And then
was there an actual schizophrenia diagnosis, or this is just something that we're... My God, you just went all over the map.
Yep,
right.
all over the map. Yep.
That's good, though.
That's what I thought, too. I thought that having a little bit of eclectic, taste in your music was really important. No official diagnosis yet, but I am a comedian, so.
But have you ever attempted to play the bagpipes?
Yeah, it's really hard.
It's not what you think.
It doesn't make any sense in the way that you think that it should.
No, I thought it would be a great idea as a young man, and I was like, oh, no, it's not at all.
It's awful.
Really weird.
Anyone who can play them, I commend them.
Are
deeply.
You sucking or blowing or both?
Well, you're just a little bit of both. You're blowing, but you're not doing that in time with what you're playing. It's not like as you're blowing, that's making the noise. You fill that bag and then just keep it filled, and then it's a nightmare.
Okay.
Yeah.
I looked great in the kilt. That's all I knew. The legs of a showgirl.
Yeah, that's true.
But otherwise, it was a real mistake. Thinking that would be fun.
I do own an Irish tin whistle. Which is also very hard to play. I thought it was going to be like having a recorder. Everyone learns how to play the recorder in third grade.
Hot cross buns time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, it's very difficult to play. It's very difficult to make that whimsical, beautiful sound you hear.
How old were you the first time you went to Ireland?
I was 19.
So it was emotional, I bet.
It was. I was in Northern Ireland. I was studying abroad in Belfast.
No kidding.
Yeah, I was studying the Troubles.
As one does.
As one does.
Yeah.
Getting older and realizing that very few people know anything about Irish history ticks off a lot of people when you start going off about things because they don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Right.
But then we were in Ireland again a few years ago. That's where I got engaged, actually.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's a good spot to get engaged.
Isn't it?
What a great country.
It's so beautiful.
It really
It's just
really
breathtaking.
Is.
Yeah.
That was the thing that kind of caught me by surprise, was just how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
First time I went was in 1991, and I was traveling. I was in a band, and we were there playing shows, and everybody was making fun of me for being so like I was just not being myself because I was just sort of quiet and just taking it all in and the drive to Tipperary and the whole thing, and everyone's like, "What is this, a movie? Get over it!" And I'm like, "You don't understand."
Yeah.
You don't understand. I am 61% Irish. Damn it!
Right.
When we were in Dublin a couple years ago, we were driving. So we flew into Dublin, and then we were in Dublin just for 2 days, and then we actually went back to the airport to pick up a rental car for the rest of our trip. And so we were driving out of the city, and I wasn't driving, and I just went, ah! And my wife was like, "What?" And I was like, "Grass."
Yeah. It'll burn your retinas. It's so freaking green.
It's so different there.
It's different.
Oh, Ireland and your farty shades of green. Farty shades of green.
So let's talk about Celtic Comedy Night.
Yes.
What is so this is tomorrow night at 7:30, Friday night at 10 p.m.
Yes.
As of course we're coming up on St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
What is the general flow of the event? Explain what people are going to see if they come and see the show.
Yeah. So there's 2 nights. I'm actually only on Friday, but both nights are going to be incredible. So the best thing about it is that, like we said, there's a couple of stand-ups both nights. There's going to be 2 like kind of small Irish style sketches, and then a couple of improv games. So it's very much a comedy variety show.
Right.
The flow is going to be very tight, though. You know, we like to kind of keep things flowing.
Mm-hmm.
There's also going to be an Irish accent contest that I will be hosting.
Oh, nice.
Yep,
cool.
As well as Irish trivia both nights. And it's going to be relatively simple. You know, it's not going to be 30 questions. There's only going to be maybe like 4 questions, and they're.
I think I could get like a top 5. Maybe I think I'd come in turd.
Yeah. How's your Irish accent?
Which one do you want?
Which region?
Do you want the Republic or do you want Belfast?
There we go.
Either one.
Bring it.
Go back and forth.
Belfast is very wide because you say things like girls, how you feeling today, girls? Yeah. But if you're in the Republic, it's way more round and very down and forward.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit, and there's a little bit more of a tree to it than there is in the north. And the north is very, if you watch Derry Girls, it's a lot easier to do it that way because the dad is from the south. And then the girls are all from Belfast.
Yeah.
They're all from, not from Belfast, sorry. They're from Derry. But yeah, it's, when I went there, I learned the northern accent. And then going and actually being in the Republic, I was like, oh, it's actually a lot different than you would think.
Sure. Very different.
Very authentic. Steve, hit her with some of yours.
No. They say now. The Northern Irish now. It's N-O-W. How can you bend that word more?
Yeah.
That's actually how I taught myself an Australian accent because Australian accents are very close to Irish accents. Yeah. So it's their no that I started. Yep. It was like, no.
Yeah.
No.
That's it.
That's all I got.
It's N-O.
That's good. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Go
it's
pretty
like a soft
far.
R before the W, right?
No. Yeah. There's like it's like N-A-R-W-H.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
Bailey
just gonna
Murphy.
Put the subtitles on when I'm watching Irish
Always
shows.
the subtitles.
Oh, I put the subtitles on everything.
Oh my God, are you
I'm
kidding?
addicted to my subtitles.
It's I watch everything twice because the second time I don't need the subtitles, but I'm missing so much if I don't. Oh, the joys of bad ears.
I love rewatching things that I've seen like a million years ago with the subtitles on now and being like,
incredible.
They said that?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I've been wondering what they said this entire time, and now I know.
Oh, yeah. It's fantastic. Yeah. Celtic Comedy Night at Laugh Camp. That's tomorrow and Friday. Bailey, come by anytime.
Thanks
it's
for having me.
It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah,
yes.
Please do.
Absolutely.
And I won't Irish goodbye. I will stay.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. By the way, before I ever heard that term, that's the only way I roll. When it's time to leave, get out.
Yeah.
Fun fact about the Irish goodbye. So it actually is, if someone has Irish goodbyed, it is because they've been trying to leave for like 45 minutes.
Right.
Like it's the thing of like, if I don't leave right now,
right.
I won't leave ever.
Well, see, I'm a new adopter of the Irish goodbye. Used to be very much a Minnesota goodbye.
Oh, I can't stand the Minnesota goodbye.
But I've become afraid of the Minnesota goodbye, and so I'm saving myself time by incorporating the Irish goodbye when needed.
You still thank your hosts.
Try to get ahead of the game. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're like, if I don't leave this second, I will stay here for 2 more hours.
I turned pro decades ago. I have checked out of parties I was hosting without mentioning. True story. Yeah. Talk to my wife. She wasn't happy.
Now that is the art of the Irish
Any
goodbye.
of the times it happens.
So if you're hosting, do you leave or do you just go to a bedroom and become silent?
Yeah,
I just go to bed and go to sleep. Don't tell a soul it's happening.
Yep.
Just I'm already out.
I get in trouble for that, too.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, no, sometimes I hide from parties. I'm like, I'm just going to go and, like, take 20 minutes in my bedroom and then go be social.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Bailey Murphy, good to see you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was good to see you guys.
Yes.
We're back in 5 minutes and 2 songs.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Good Wednesday morning. March 11th. Glad to be with you. We are having a fine day already, but if you're just joining us, there's still plenty to get into. You're late, but you're not too late. Mm-hmm. We've got headlines, in fact, Paul Fletcher. I'm feeling Minnesota.
Excel Energy says about 200 gallons of oil leaked out of the Monticello nuclear plant.
Is that all? Just 200 gallons?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay.
The leak was discovered yesterday morning while crews were testing a motor that helps circulate water through the plant for cooling. Plant officials say no oil has reached the Mississippi River. Excel says it has notified federal, state, and local officials.
Now, I'm no nuclear engineer, but I do know that water that filters through to keep things cool, real important. And the engines that move that water along probably need that oil. So let's get that fixed, fellas.
Yeah.
I saw Chernobyl. I know what can go wrong.
I saw Homer and The Simpsons. So, yes,
there
I'm
you
aware.
have it.
It's Springfield
And I
Nuclear
live out
Power
that way.
Plant.
Keep it cool,
Yeah.
gentlemen. Keep it cool.
A Pennsylvania man is on the run from police after he accidentally burned down his own townhouse and 3 others while trying to kill spiders. Investigators say 36-year-old Sean McDermott was seen lighting small fires inside his home throughout the day, even as a witness repeatedly tried to put them out. At one point, police say he placed a love seat over a smoldering fire on the floor. I don't know what that's going to do. When McDermott and the witness left, and later returned, the entire building was engulfed. McDermott then fled in a U-Haul and is now wanted on multiple arson charges.
Okay.
When you are trying to get rid of spiders in your home by lighting fires in your home, that tells me you're probably on that Russian drug called crocodile. The one that rots you from the inside is like meth on meth.
You're on some sort of
How
something.
high are you to think that's the solution?
Clever but illegal.
I got spiders. You got some matches? Hey, no, you got a fire over there? Put that love seat on top of it. See what happens.
So then the next question is, were there even actually spiders? That's the other.
Very good question. And I'm going to suggest no, but there was a lot of drugs.
Universal Pictures is developing a Bon Jovi biopic with John Bon Jovi's participation. The film will focus on John's early struggles, the formation of the band, the rise to massive success, specifically with the album Slippery When Wet, John's vocal cord surgery, and his ultimate return. I'm in.
David Bryan is the keyboardist in Bon Jovi, and I hear Chalamet is going to play him.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I was going to say, what?
No. Just think it'd be hilarious if Chalamet turned up as like the piano player in a John Bon Jovi biopic. Right. Really? Wow. Yeah, I just love the music, man. I always loved the way that guy played.
I just want to be a part of the project.
Yeah. By the way, who's going to play Bon Jovi? I mean, there's got to be some. You got to have some hair. You got to look good in leather pants.
Sure.
You got to, that's going to be some tough casting. We've had a lot of Bon Jovi in our lives. Good luck, kid.
Exactly.
A bizarre scene unfolded in Hollywood recently. It looked like it could have been from a movie set, but it was real. LAPD responded to a serious 2-car crash with injuries. Police were puzzled when a fully naked man suddenly ran through the accident scene.
Oh.
They soon realized that the naked man, who was caught on video, was actually the driver who caused the wreck after blowing through a red light.
That's not a good look for anybody. I mean, that's just not a good look.
It's not a good look. He then jumped out of his vehicle without clothes and took off running down the street. They did arrest him and believe he was under the influence at the time. He's now facing charges including felony hit and run and DUI.
Sounds like something from a Hollywood movie or a dream.
Yeah.
You know, we've all had the dream where we're like, oh, here I am without pants on.
I would think
leaning towards dream.
Yeah.
I would think there had to be indecent exposure, right? Or
something.
Disorderly conduct or something like that lumped in those charges.
If you make the choice to drive nude, keep it between the lines and pay attention to the rules of the road. Mm-hmm. Just a hot tip right there.
Driving around naked.
Let's talk sports, man. The Minnesota Wild shut out the Utah Mammoth last night 5-0.
Oh, damn.
That's what they call an ass kicking. Well done, gentlemen. Kirill Kaprizov, Matt Boldy, Danila Yurov, and Ryan Hartman all scored goals. But the goal of the night, the third for the Wild, came from the local boy, the prodigal son who has returned.
Turned over, Tarasenko got it across, shot and score! Welcome home, Bobby Brink!
There we go.
I guess I can't call him the prodigal son. He didn't choose to leave. He just got drafted by somebody else.
Right.
But Bobby Brink from Minnetonka back in his first home game for the Wild and puts the puck in the net. That is a hell of a return.
He moved from Minnetonka to Snipesville.
There you go.
Watch that shot, baby. That is
pretty
holy
sweet.
smoke, did he snipe that, baby.
Really sweet. Philip Gustafson, nice work last night. 25 saves. That's his 4th shutout of the season, 15th of his career.
Yeah.
The Wild, with that win, avoided a Utah sweep for the season. So it's always good to get a win anytime, but to show that, hey, we got their number all of a sudden in a big way was pretty great. The Minnesota Timberwolves could take a page from the Minnesota Wild and show up every game and play hard. Guess that's just a bridge too far. They went out to L.A. and last night got beat by the Lakers, who did not have LeBron James in action. Just an awful, awful performance from start to finish for the Timberwolves.
I don't like to hear that.
Really frustrating to watch this team just go up and down and up and down. If they were just piss poor every night, you'd be like, well, okay, we'll rebuild. We'll get some draft picks. They show signs of being a really top, high caliber team. But then, when they really need they got to straighten it out, play straight basketball every night, play hard basketball seems to be a little too tough. The Lakers, Rockets, Nuggets, and Suns and Timberwolves are all going to be in this 5-team battle for the 3rd through 7th seed in the West.
All right.
And we are, as of today, 1-9 against those 4 teams on the season. Doesn't bode well for a happy postseason. Wow. In Miami, Florida last night, the Miami Heat played the Washington Wizards in a game that means basically nothing. Miami scored 150 points.
Wow.
That's a lot of points, but it's not that many when you consider that their center, Bam Adebayo, who before last night had a career-high game of 41 points one other time.
Yeah.
Last night he scored 83 points.
83 points, the second highest scoring game in NBA history.
That's amazing. Okay.
In 1962, Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points in a game. Kobe Bryant had an 81-point game at one point. But Kobe had another game. So Bam Adebayo last night, he surpassed Kobe Bryant. He now has the second most points in a single game in league history.
Got it.
Adebayo had 62 points after the third quarter. In December of 2005, Kobe Bryant had 62 points after 3 quarters and sat out the 4th. In a game because they were winning by a lot and there was no reason for him to keep playing.
Right.
And I know that wherever Kobe Bryant is now, he's going, I should have thought, why did I sit?
Yeah.
So anyway, Bam Adebayo, who's a fine basketball player, but 83 points, that's an anomaly that will never really ever make sense. On this day in 1979, Randy Holt of the Los Angeles Kings became my favorite hockey player of all time. It took until today for that to become true. But anyway, in a game against the Philadelphia Flyers, again, Randy Holt racked up 67 minutes of penalty minutes in the first period.
I would have never thought of that.
Penalized 9 times for 67 minutes in the first period of a game.
That's amazing.
Dude.
Kind of awesome. I'm going to get you a Kings jersey that says Holt on the back.
God, that'd be fantastic. Well done.
I just Googled the guy.
Yeah.
If you were to close your eyes and picture a 70s hockey player,
that's him.
That's what he looks like.
Beautiful.
It's amazing. He's got a
unibrow?
full head of hair.
Does he have a unibrow?
No. Is that what you picture? Come on.
Yes.
No, he's got it, but he's got a mustache that could fit on a bull. I mean, it's massive. It's huge.
There's absolutely a cigarette in it. There's a photo of him smoking somewhere on the Google.
Yeah, on the ice.
Hutchinson, Minnesota. Out west, Hutchinson. Hey, what's happening?
Hey,
Come
Hutch.
on. Don't forget that N.
Hey, Hutch.
We've been talking throughout the day off and on about the greatest Minnesota celebrities. Who are the biggest celebrities from the state of Minnesota? And I'm listening to Soul Asylum, and I'm thinking about Dave Pirner and the fact that for a while there in the 90s, he was in a pretty hot celebrity relationship with Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
That's true.
Now, she left. She was only in the state for a few years, but he's a Minnesota guy.
Oh, hell yeah.
She's probably more famous on the grand scheme of things, but that was a Minnesota power couple there for a hot minute.
Yeah, it was. That's
Man.
a good point. That's a really good point.
I go way back with Soul Asylum. I was into them before. I was an 80s Soul Asylum fan. In fact, the first nationally touring artist I ever opened for in a club in a local band from Atlanta was Soul Asylum.
Oh, cool.
In 1988. We played
Hell
in
yeah.
Raleigh, North Carolina, and Atlanta, Georgia. We went up to Raleigh and played a hole in the wall called The Brewery, and then came back to our hometown of Atlanta and played the Cotton Club 2 nights in a row, opening for Soul Asylum. And it might as well have been the Rolling Stones, because they were on A&M Records and they had a bus.
That was
That's
Hang Time,
awesome.
right?
Hang
That
Time.
album? Yeah, cartoon.
It was great.
Yeah,
Great
this
record.
yeah, fantastic.
I kid you not. The guys in Soul Asylum were probably like, "What is wrong with those guys from Atlanta? They're really nervous around us." We were like,
Right.
"Oh my god, it's Soul Asylum."
And they're just so unassuming.
We were talking Minnesota celebrities. Hit me with a quick text from the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line.
Doug hit us with Nick Swartzen.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
yeah.
that works.
I remember seeing him as a nobody stand-up at Acme way back in the day.
Awesome.
So good.
Go home and watch Reno 911 now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
How about this one from a 952 number?
Okay.
Yanni moved here in 1972, went to the University of Minnesota, lived here for 12 years.
Oh, well then he's eligible.
What?
He's certainly
he's a global name.
He's in the pool. Don't know if he's leading the race, but he's in the pool.
He's definitely not a cool pick.
Man alive.
Wow.
That's
Yanni.
okay.
It's a good pull. I had no clue.
Go figure. Yanni.
Yanni.
Here we go. Hey,
alto sax.
Check this out. The 2026 Tee It Up Golf Card number 3 is on sale now. Golf 7 area courses for just $149. Buy your card at 92kqrs.com.
Heck yeah.
Okay, here's today's last word. You may have heard of something called the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect is something that Cornell psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger published in 1999, a paper that defined this. It's the cognitive bias where people with low ability drastically overestimate their own competence. The dumbest guy you know speaks with the most confidence about subjects for which he knows nothing.
Sure.
Right.
The Dunning-Kruger effect. The story of where those two gentlemen got it from, I just wanted to share this with you because it's one of my favorite things ever, and I just saw that we passed the day it happened. 1995, a guy named MacArthur, first name, MacArthur Wheeler, robbed 2 banks in Pittsburgh in the same day.
Okay.
He walked in, no disguise, no mask, nothing. But he did apply lemon juice to his face before robbing these 2 banks.
Okay.
Well, lemon juice, works as invisible ink on paper. Do you know how that works? Take a Q-tip, dip it in lemon juice, write something on a piece of paper, and then later heat it up, and then you can see the words. He thought that would make his face invisible to the bank security cameras. He smiled directly into those cameras. Police aired the footage on the evening news, and in less than an hour, he was identified, located, and arrested. When shown the tape, he stared at the screen and said, "But I wore the lemon juice." He had tested the theory with... He said he tested the theory with a Polaroid selfie, and he didn't appear in the photo. But then later admitted he had gotten lemon juice in his eyes and realized, the camera was aimed at the ceiling when I took the picture. His confidence and his competence were in sharp comparison to each other.
Yeah.
And so the Cornell psychologist Dunning and Kruger, studying that story, they came up with the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yeah.
And boy, that's one of my favorite things ever.
Wow.
Gotta love it. So
like it.
Tomorrow on this show, we're going to welcome Greg Warren, Acme weekend comedian. He starts tonight, in fact. He'll be there for the next few nights. He's also the announcer on a new game show starring Nate Bargatze. That's called The Greatest Average American. So I look forward to talking with Greg tomorrow. Fletcher, what's coming up next?
Go commercial free over lunch. Got a 4-pack of tickets to see the Wild. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, Thursday, tomorrow night against the Flyers. And in the shortly into the 10 a.m. hour, something that Kurt Cobain used to say on a regular basis.
Okay.
Ended up in one of his songs, and I think went on to be maybe the most iconic lyric of the 90s.
Okay, then. My interest is piqued. I'm going to keep it right here on Minnesota's 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.